either which way. But I pull. Wow, things getting crazy. Things getting crazy. My hand gave me the finger.
We've been off for a few weeks.
We're a little rusty.
Gotta get back in the groove.
Just trying to knock the rust off, which is odd. I'm doing these two-a-days. I feel better about myself a bit,
Getting back to cooking a little bit.
Gosh, my style of cooking.
Yeah.
My style of cooking. People.
What's been your favorite stop so far?
Believe it or not, honestly, my favorite stop so far was Memorial Day weekend, pulling up on Pops.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Because he thought I was bullshitting. He thought I was just blowing smoke. All the puns intended. And I don't think people never really grasp outside of like us and everything.
Yeah.
How close our relationship is, but if you remember back behind the harbor. I parked my truck there, and I got out, and he's over by the where they have the new awning and everything set up. And man, when I tell you I could see his smile from way back there, that was definitely my favorite stop, because 2 minutes into it, I'm covered in grease and ash and oil, because I'm like, just sit down, relax, let me tend the race, because they were doing a buffet serving that night, so I came and did that. Speak of the man himself. Hey, Pops, we were just talking about you. Falcon, my man, how you doing?
Nothing bad.
Nothing bad, Pops.
Bad.
Well, I didn't say
bad
anything
yet.
bad. Lee, on the other hand, said some things that I think you might have some issues with, but, that's between
What's new?
No, man. It was, but that's hanging with Pops over by the water is definitely my favorite stop. And then, just having the whole crew and the fam come out on that Sunday. Mm-hmm. He's got that beautiful view in the backyard. And we were just hanging out there. So that was definitely my favorite stop. That was one of the last stops before it just went completely off the rails. Mm-hmm. Just a different state every 36 to 48 hours. People think they want this life. I don't think they do.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, me and Corey both tried to hop out there with you, but it wasn't even possible how fast that stuff was coming.
No, there was no point. I remember, what was it? Literally getting in there, landing at 3, getting to my room at 4:30, showered. I might have caught 2 Z's, woke up at 6 to head to set to film all day.
Yeah.
Then the next day we were supposed to have a late start. That changed to a 7 o'clock call.
Always changes.
And we did that filmed with everyone, said, hey, thank you, literally left. We were filming at the U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. Said bye to everybody, left from the U.S. Open right onto the to the airport.
Hi, bye.
It's
What did
great.
you make for that one?
So for this one, Anthony and I, we went through really tightening everything up. So I won't give away what we titled everything, but we went through pulled pork, some brisket, ribs, combining different things. I made them some truffle fries, and I made some rosemary chips for them just to show various alternatives. Mm-hmm. And for those listening, this has been This Week in Barbecue Focused Podcast, a podcast that brings you both the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of barbecue. I am your host, Rashid Phillips, and joining me is the face you're really getting familiar with because Brian is out in Florida living his best life. Shout out to Brian. But Mr.
Lee Garman.
See, we're here. We still got it. We have a Mr. B, ladies and gentlemen. And today we're going to catch you guys up on any and everything that's been going on. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. There's some hell of a ugly, but I pay the bills around here, so I just don't care. But yeah, we'd gone through a couple of recipes because they have their show. Mm-hmm. It's a working title. I don't know if it's the official title, but it's slated as Kings of Barbecue.
Do they have a rough launch, or do they even know?
last I told, it's supposed to drop August, but I've also just been told maybe October. Like, yo, if it drops on my birthday, let's wild out. Yeah. I'm doing a watch party. Let's go to town.
What brewery are we going to for that one?
I know, right? I think Pops would want us to go do it in L.A.
That'd be cool.
I'd be down to go watch it in L.A.
Yeah,
just go cook it over there. Shout out to Pops. I don't think we've been on since he's won the James Beard. I don't think so. No, because he won and then we were in A1A.
Right.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah, I think that was technically happened while we were at Memphis in May.
Right? Yeah. No, that happened right after.
Okay.
But he won, and then like when he won, I was in Tennessee. I was somewhere. I was in Colorado. I don't know. I've been all over the place because I remember I was in my hotel when he called me.
Not in Georgia.
I was getting yelled at about the Netflix stuff. That's how I know I was home. Yeah, congratulations to Pops. For the guys of you who don't know, on the YouTube, who are listening, who are watching this rough exterior on the old Instagrammies, Pops, Mr. Kevin Bledsoe, won a James Beard Award. It is a absolutely amazing accomplishment and well-deserved. So well-deserved. Shout out to Noah, his co-author on the book. And shout out to everyone who participated and contributed to the book. It's a compilation. There's different recipes in there. Even yours truly has a recipe in there, so it's a big one. It was a big one.
Squeaked your way in.
Just, use a little bit of beef tallow, slid right up in there. But no, definitely much love to Pops, man.
Slipped him a pack of jerk.
He's yelling at me about the jerk.
Really?
So I'm gonna make some more jerk. When I get there in September, I'm making so much jerk that he can't say anything. I'm leaving this man with a gallon of jerk sauce. He cannot say anything that he's out.
You just need to show up with like a few 5-gallon buckets. Let's stop by Home Depot.
Stop by Home Depot and get a bucket of jerk sauce.
Just ship him a pallet.
I'll do it. I'll do it. He knows I'm petty enough to do it. I'll just make an obscene amount. So, hey, now you have all this. Where are you going to store it?
That's on you if it goes to waste.
Exactly. And speaking of just great men and books, I want to hold this guy up here. If you guys haven't got it, go check it out. This is the Pitmaster, Mr. Ed Mitchell and his son, Ryan Mitchell. And I call him the Pitmaster because that is his moniker, and it is well and rightfully deserved. You can go ahead and order this on Amazon. I've actually ordered multiple. I've only got 2 here with me, but I've got like 6 in total, so we may be giving those out to anyone who's interested in winning one. I'm sure we'll figure out something by the end of the episode on how to get that to people. They're not signed. I'm keeping 2 for myself to get personally signed by Mr. Mitchell and his son, but it is a absolutely amazing cookbook. And I've just been loving the steady streams of books coming out lately. And of course, there's some whole hogging going on in there. So if you're looking for a good read, if you're wanting to roll some smoke, if you're into this world, you want to get into it, grab this book, grab Pops' book, get Matt's book, Rodney's book.
It seems to be the season right now. Everyone's kind of got something coming out.
Everyone's got something.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's beautiful. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
There's not enough of us at the top, but there's very few who are going that extra mile anyway, so it seems to thin out. So go snag that book. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? But yeah, I guess we should do...
No, wait. Well, we're talking about all these books. When
when
are we going to get yours out there?
What did I know that was coming? Well, you run everything. When are we going to get my cookbook out? That's going to be
selfishly as quick as possible. I want to make it happen.
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
I mean, we could put one together if we sat down for like 2 weeks. We could put one together now.
Yeah, but I don't want to put that version out.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be ready. Pre-orders by holidays, in hand by spring, because we got a couple other things coming next year that make that haul be a thing. So, yeah.
And we gotta keep the lights on somehow.
Yeah, I know, right? You got to. These lights are getting expensive. Brisket prices are outrageous these days. About to start having to open up an OnlyFans just to make ends meet. A little bit of light housekeeping, or should we just go into the drama then end on a nice note? You run it,
man. Let's jump into it. Let's give the people the meat, so to speak. Let's just get into
Arby's. We got the meat.
We got the meat.
All right.
Good old Ving.
We don't even have a drink for it. I should pour something, but such is life. So, I guess,
Revolt Netflix is first, I guess, which
Netflix
kind of
is
already
first.
going.
So
I've already talked about it a little bit.
So everyone was asking what was going on with Netflix. Why did I put out that flyer? Why did I do that? If you'd listened to the episode, you'd have understood that the underlying initial message was, if you're used to seeing like a cookie cutter, paint by numbers barbecue, this show is not for you because it doesn't have any of that normalcy, right? So that's why I'm saying don't watch it. Now, the underlying of that, which had my phone blown up throughout my entire drive to Tennessee, was apparently I have somewhat of a following. I don't really think I do compared to a lot of people. It's very minute.
It's enough.
Which we realize. And by doing that, putting that message out there, made a lot of higher up people rather nervous. So much so that these are people I haven't heard from in 4 years, started blowing my phone up uncontrollably. I'm talking like I owe them back child support type of blowing my phone up.
Missed a court date.
I know, right? Like, come pick up your kids. Like, what?
I don't have any, I don't think.
No, I know. I'm not claiming them taxes. So that happened and went through a merit of calls, and I archived it out of respect for, put it all out there. Pops asked me to. That's it. It's like you and Pops are the only people that can tell me what to do. And I'm like, all right, Pops.
I don't think either one of us get to tell you what to do. We make suggestions.
Yeah. You guys made strong suggestions. He made a strong suggestion. He wasn't suggesting, he asked, and I listened because I was Pops. And he listens to me when I ask, and I respect him far more than enough to do the same.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I had an issue to begin with is, as some of you may or may not have figured out, I had a hand in season 2. I helped design the challenges. I helped test the challenges. I helped design the rigs, literally with the team, fabricating, bending metal, making it in a ridiculous deadline. I got the call in January. Filming started in February, right? So that is like a 5-week turnaround to design, test, build, fabricate, and deliver. Mm-hmm. When steel prices are astronomical. But made it happen because I was naive enough to believe that this whole we care, you're part of it, all this jazz was something. And I was out there on set.
I wouldn't even call it naive. I mean, that's just when you do something, you're willing to use the resources that you have available to you. And you did.
I did.
You made things happen that probably shouldn't have been able to happen.
Oh, I know for a fact if I hadn't had the connects, it would have been astronomically more expensive and just wouldn't have been feasible in the timeline. Yeah. But because I genuinely wanted another 8 group of people to have the same opportunity that I did, I said, YOLO, let's run with it. Yeah. I'll carry the weight. I'll make it happen. We'll shift it. We'll bump it, whatever we need to do. Mm-hmm. And I mean, when I say schedules, like I still have the napkins that I drew some of this stuff on to start with. Mm-hmm. So everything gets delivered. We're going through, showing everyone how everything works. Because remember, unless you're crazy pyro like me, a lot of this doesn't make sense off the hand. Even down to like the final episode, I'm literally giving Thyron and Logan step-by-step tutorials. Like, don't forget this can happen here. You can do this here. Use this way. Both of them turned into deer in headlights during the finals. Completely forgot everything I told them. Yeah, I talked to them after. I was like, well, you forgot everything, didn't you? They're like, I completely spaced. I don't know.
Cooking on different rigs is completely different techniques, and when you're not used to that or like you don't move through that kind of stuff, it's not second nature. And I mean, you can definitely get oversaturated with that kind of stuff.
Oh, definitely. But and I was just on the sidelines rooting for them, like, please remember any of the one facts. Just if you remembered one, it would cascade into the other.
Yeah, snowball effect.
That was that whole thing, and just even leading up, like. And I've got all the photos and videos. There's literally a 2-hour video tutorial that I made for the contestants, showing them how to cook in open fire, how to cook on the ground, how to utilize all the equipment. So you do all that, cooking on set, hanging out, catching up with everyone. Yeah,
so the trench, that might have been you. Like, let's just say that. The trench might have been you.
Just might have been. It just might have been. You have to, they're like, oh, the trench is stupid, can't use it. Well, it's really the user error more than the design issue, because we tested everything. I literally have videos and photos of us doing that whole skewer cook. And they kept going. I was like, not to, here. I gave them 3 different ways to do it, all at the same time in a fraction of the time. But as Pops tells me, he's like, son, not everyone thinks like you. So it's harder for other people to convey those things. But yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, I would say live fire is, I mean, it's, even though it's probably the oldest concept, probably a much newer concept to a lot of people.
I definitely think it is. And I know my upbringing helps with that a lot. So that happens. The show is done. I know who's won. I go talk to everyone. I try to instill with them, hey, you got like a 2 to 3 week, 4 if you're lucky, time frame when the show airs. It's going to pop. Make yourself ready. I give everyone the same information that I was given, plus their ear to the ground, because they're not going to hear from Netflix or this production company again in that time frame. You're outside of your mind if you think that's how it goes.
Well, yeah, I mean, and those production companies who are in doing those shows are usually bouncing from one to the next pretty quick.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, they're already working on the next one while you're shooting the first one. So, you know, it's just the way the business moves.
It is. It is how the business moves. And part of that, too, is realizing for those people who were up in such an uproar that I have no idea you exist until you want to open your mouth. And I'd love for you to say it in the streets, because gentleman smoker be damned, you know. Netflix didn't make me. It reminds me of that Jay-Z line, if you made Hove, make another Hove. If Netflix made me, there should be 7 other me's. Now there should be, you know, a whole other 15 other versions of me, but we'll see what all determines. So people were in an uproar because of what I said, and like, oh, your body man that feeds you, they made you, this or that. So I lost money doing the show for what we get paid. Never heard anything from them after cut was done. Like, no. What you see is the result of hard work and crazy friends like you who believe in this wild vision of mine, and we go out there and get it. And me doing that show was a crazy vision of ours, like, hey, let's do this, and then we get our credit,
I mean, because that was also back when you were doing a lot more pop-ups, and the pop-ups, they weren't losing money, that's for sure.
We were literally shutting down parts of the city, having fire departments and police having to come through. Like, no, I wasn't hurting at all.
Yeah.
But it was also, we were shooting commercials, so I was still doing my Home Depot shoot and my other stuff, zigzagging in between, but I wanted to make it work. So,
well, and when you were shooting for Netflix, like, that was it. You were gone for a good chunk of time, and everything got put on pause. Like, like, do not pass go. You were here. That's it.
That's it. That's really it. You can't really communicate with the outside world.
Yeah.
So we did that. The show drops, and to my surprise, I never watch the shows I do anyway. It's not just Netflix or anything. I've consulted on other shows. I never watch any of them. It's weird. But Corey goes and tells me, he's like, hey, Sheed, I don't see you on the credits. It's like, what? He's like, yeah, there's no credit given to you at all. And there's no credit given to me or my fabrication team. And that is where the issue lies, because as you guys know, I can really care less about me. But when the team starts getting neglected, that's an issue. So I addressed it. I said, hey, called who was in my point of contact there, who was in charge, hey, blah, blah, blah. What happened? And this is what infuriated me. Oh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know?
Isn't it your job to know?
Isn't it your job to
You're
know?
the guy.
You are, because here's my thing, right? You can't dodge the trouble, but accept the accolades. You can't be there standing up to accept the award when the show gets the nominations and gets the good write-ups and gets this and that. Oh, it was me and the team. But when things go sideways, you don't know. You know me. Anything goes wrong in here, it's not your fault. It's mine. Brian, mess up export, bro. It's not you. It's me.
Yeah.
It's me, because it starts and ends here. If it goes well, you guys did it. Goes wrong, that's on me. That's how it's always been, how it always will be. And I was naive to think other people had that same reference of mine. So I kept getting told it wasn't me. Oh, well, you know, once we stop filming, it goes for so-and-so, and I don't have anything to do with it. Oh, it happens all the time. Then I got almost chastised into, well, you weren't the only one.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time, and I wasn't the only one on the show.
How is that supposed to fix it?
It's not supposed to fix it or make it better.
Yeah.
But being told that it happens all the time, that I wasn't the only one that it happened to on the show, I don't know, and there's nothing I can do.
I feel like that makes it worse.
It makes it worse. You're just literally skirting all the blame. Yeah. So since no one wanted to hear me, no one wanted to listen to me, as I was trying to keep it on the wraps, because I didn't launch with this. I gave them plenty of time. So when no one decided to listen, okay, cool. I'm going to speak in a language that you understand. Money. That's the language you understand. Mm-hmm. Let's start hurting those pockets. Let's start dropping those views. Let's start slowing things down a little bit. Then you'll pay attention to the little guy, despite me being 6'7" or what have you. I don't know how little I am, but
not a corporation.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't want to listen to me before. I tried it the right way.
Yeah.
You didn't want to listen. Now I've got to make some noise and make sure you get my attention. And that's when I say, for 4.5 to 5 hours, my phone was just blowing up with everyone. I mean, everyone with an email of some sort. But here's the amazing thing. Because I never got paid, there wasn't a damn thing they could tell me to do.
They didn't pay you to consult?
I never got paid. I still haven't gotten paid. So here we are, because you asked me.
Yeah, I honestly, this is the first time I've heard of that.
I told you. We can keep it nice, or we can light this whole bitch on fire.
I mean, that changes a lot.
It changes a whole lot. And I've got a box of matches and an itchy trigger finger. So let's go. So never got that. And I don't care about the money. Trick that off anyway. What am I going to do with that? It literally, we can't even buy a body for it. So that's how I look at things. Like, what body can we get? That happened, but I cared about the credit, because the credit is what allows us as a unit to move forward. Is to say, hey, look what we crafted and developed and designed for this show, and it hit and it worked. Oh, you saw it? That element you love? Here's it originally done on a piece of napkin, rendered out on this, CNC'd and made. Let us do this for you. That's what I care about, because you and I have been in the industry a long time. You can buy anything. You cannot buy a credit.
No.
You can't. No. So after taking it down out of response in respect to Pops, eventually got in touch with someone high enough up there that took accountability. Said, hey, I messed up. I messed up.
Yeah.
It wasn't anyone else. It was me. It's my team, my company, this. Yeah. I was like, I appreciate that. That is what I want. I don't do production without a contract. Neither do I actually have a contract.
That's where it gets weird.
I actually have a contract. That's what makes all of this so much worse. Yeah. Even the Revolt stuff, but that's a whole nother.
We'll get to that, and that will be a fun section.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun. So people are asking now, like, you asked what happened. I don't know, because I still haven't been accredited. I still haven't been paid. So I'm back, not on my soapbox, but I'm just rolling around with gasoline and matches. It's time to have some fun.
Well, what did, whoever it was that took credit or blame, owned up, I should say.
13 days ago was the last correspondence in which he stated he was going to follow up. And actually, I got it right here. I know last week we were waiting for Netflix to approve. I'll catch up today and give you an update. That was 13 days ago.
Okay. Well, 13 days is
13 days is a long time. That is some time. Now, mind you, prior to that, I followed up the day before, and then followed up again 5 days before that. Still waiting for the same thing. Like, no one can tell me anything. And I don't think people understand, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to have the very majority of people, oh, you're whining, oh, you're complaining, don't buy the hand that feeds you, blah, blah, blah. You people, you can suck the left, massage the right. The rest of you, what you don't understand is the power of brand and self-worth. If slavery taught me anything, is they will kill over property. A slave killed a slave master, the slave master's family would wipe out that slave and anyone who ever looked at. But a slave master steals from another slave master. Hey, they put in hands. That's my property. You're going to get it too. property and brand matters. Your identity matters. Your work matters. You have value. Even if you don't believe your value is as high as everyone else's right now, you still matter. You still have a value. I know what I'm worth. I think the only other person who knows what I'm worth and how hard I'm going to work is you and the guys, because we work.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't stop.
If you are crazy enough to not bet on us because you think we're going to come up short, I can guarantee you're going to lose it every time.
Yeah.
Every time. We will go till the wheels fall off to make sure we get it done. That's just it.
I mean, I was going to say, how many midnight 1 a.m. conversations on there? All right, cool, let's get this on. Let's make sure it happens.
Yeah, how many singing Kanye West songs at 3 a.m. on like our 4th bottle of bourbon because we have to get it done. It doesn't matter if the lightning storm knocked us out for 2 days. Well, it's due at 9 a.m. We got 6 hours before it goes. Let's go. That's just it. So people need to understand their worth, right? So another thing that happened, just to let you guys know, I don't fight for me. I fight for everyone, like the cats of you. So the contestants of the show called me, and like this one cat, Eduardo, had called me as like, hey man, he left a message, and I told Joe, I was like, get your boy before I ruin him. And this is me just, I'm leaving it all. So no one talks to us like that. Bam. Boom. So I told him, hey, the reason why I'm saying this is because there's fights going on you have no idea about. There are battles happening in rooms you don't even know exist. And the reason why I can't let this slide is, what if they ask you to be a part of next season in some way, shape, or form? And they treat you this way because they got to treat me this way. Why would I let that slide? It's up to me to make sure that the door I leave open for you is not rigged with booby traps. That it's left open and it's a safe passage, because not every door that's open is safe for you to go through. Pops has made sure that all the doors that cats like myself and so many others have walked through because of the work he's done are booby trap free and safe, that it is now my responsibility to make sure that the doors that I leave open are safe for you to pass through. Because I don't want you to walk through the door and get jumped. I don't want you to walk through the door and get blindsided. The whole thing with the Roost event, why I would never tell anyone to do it again unless I went back and saw things were changed, because we didn't have a great experience. We were left at 2:30 a.m. in the middle of nowhere, Connecticut, with no ride. 2 black guys, mind you. Like, I'm dark. I'm 11:59 dark out there in Connecticut talking about, oh, well, we didn't know you needed a ride home. How the hell do you think we were going to get back to the hotel 20 miles from here?
Drive up there.
Yeah. Do you think I had a power scooter? They don't have bird scooters out here. So I have to do these things and make sure they realize, like, that's not an okay way to treat people, so that if they choose to pick a face that looks like me next year, in their mind, they're like, you know what? We should, let's not mess up like we did last year. And that rolls back to Netflix. So I told the person who kept dodging everything like a fucking Matrix bullet going off at him, like, wasn't me. Oh, we did good? I'll take that one. Told him, I guarantee you, though, I bet every dollar I have, every production you work on going forward, you're going to make sure everyone gets credit, because you're afraid of the fucking gorilla outside with a gasoline tank and a box of matches willing to burn the old Amazon down. It's in your head now. He's like, yeah. He's like, actually, you're right. I will. It's like, cool. Yeah. That's what needed to happen.
Yeah, don't do it.
Have to. It's like some people have to be the ones willing to say, fuck it. Some of us have to be the ones that are willing to say it. I just happen to walk around with a I wish you would mentality, because I will. And as it stands right now, I still have no accreditation on the show. And then he's telling me, man, I really wish you'd watch the show. So why the fuck would I watch a show that I'm not accredited for? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, insult to injury. Hey, watch the piece that you helped design and create, but we're not putting your name in it.
I feel like
just let us know. Give us that feedback.
Yeah.
That's like getting your bill at a restaurant before you got the food. Like, what am I paying for?
Yeah.
What just
happened?
happened?
Had anything yet?
Nothing's going on. So there's that. So that's what that whole is. So for those of you who've been DMing me, asking me, I don't know. I have no idea what's taking so long. I have no clue why it's not there. At this point in time, the luster of it, it's all gone. It doesn't matter anymore. It may trend here, here, and here, but it's not popping like it used to be, right? So what it holds isn't as valuable, but it still needs to be done.
Sure.
So if I still got to light some fires to make sure it happens, got a fresh box of matches and I'm feeling rested. So it's definitely one of those things. There's so many comments going on, I have no idea. But we're also dealing with it again with Revolt, which we didn't know what Revolt was until like May.
Yeah.
I had no idea what Revolt was.
I feel like we both just kind of assumed it was another production company coming in to shoot a show. And,
yeah.
You know, how many times have we interacted with other production companies? No big deal.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
all right, whatever.
See ya. Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll jump in.
We got it in the contract, but apparently Revolt is more than a production company. It's a media network.
Yeah, I think that is, yeah.
Is that the right definition?
Yeah, almost wanted to say broadcast, but it's not. It's not broadcast. I mean, it seems like it's all web-based, right?
I think, I know. I have no idea. I think, yeah. So with Revolt,
and see if I can find a mission statement.
Yeah, please do. So before we got with Revolt, we're doing this thing. As you guys know, I'm a mentor with the Kingsford Preserve the Pit program, a program that I truly and genuinely believe in. Like, it's not a fluff thing. I wouldn't have been a part of it if I actually didn't believe in it. And I have a wonderful, wonderful mentee, Dia Barry Mitchell. And she's just a dope author, very open-minded and high intellectual being, and I'm so honored to be her mentor and to have her as my mentee. Now, we were doing, what part of the Preserve the Pit program is they set up these interactions, if you would. There was an interaction at, someone's home for a cookout type thing. Now, we knew there was going to be filming here, and we'd already got all that squashed in the contracts. Hey, I'm moving my team no matter where I go. For filming, they'll film. They won't get in the way. They won't be on camera, but they're going to shoot behind the scenes, because one of the things I wanted to bring to the program this year was the ability to showcase more of what's happening while it's happening, like what's really going on. Mm-hmm. Everyone signed off on it on contract. I go, I film.
Which this isn't unusual for us to request.
This is not. This is not.
Most of the time we just hang out, get what we need, and move on.
There it is. There's a method, people. I'm filming. I hear a little bit of something going in the back, but when I'm on in front of camera, I'm in there. Mm-hmm. Doing what I got to do, get off. Corey and you guys are like, hey, we couldn't film. I was like, what do you mean? The batteries died? We got a gear issue? Talk to me. No.
That has happened.
It has.
That's happened. We've had other issues that don't allow us to film.
Like, cool. But she was like, no, the lady put her hand over the camera and said, we can't film here. And I was like, who? Now, we're professional, always professional first on set. I was like, cool, let's not make it stink. Try it again. He tried. She said no. Packed it. We left. Now, what happened after was there was no release or contract off of that particular shoot, which you guys may not know. In order to use someone's likeness, blah, 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 you're actually supposed to have a release and have a form and all that jazz. Now,
especially on a network
show.
A
network, whatever.
TV.
Thing.
I believe it's a TV show.
I have no idea. I don't know anymore. We should really read these things over. So, what, 2 nights ago? Yeah, 2 nights ago I got an email from...
2 nights, maybe 3.
Yeah, from
a few days.
A few days.
A few days.
No, definitely 2 nighs. And the email goes, hey, and it's from Real, hey, we need your release, signed on this release for this. Mm-hmm. And I say, cool. I need all the raw footage because you guys stopped my team from filming despite our contractual agreement. Once you provide the raw, unedited content, I'll be more than happy to sign the release so you can use my likeness. Didn't hear anything back. I got this Friday, and A couple hours later, I get a message from Tay. Shout out to Tay. Eat Bobby's Barbecue. If you don't, please go check him out. Tay Nielsen, absolutely amazing. He does this Monday motivational talk, worth listening. I get that, and it's, whoa, where did that go? That was weird. What? It's like the lights went off on Instagram. I don't know. Maybe the lights aren't off. No, I'm getting paid.
They're on.
Okay. And he's so excited because he sends me this thing from Revolt. And it happens to be the episode of the show with voiceover and imagery and video of yours truly. Mind you, none of this has been approved.
Yeah.
I know it hasn't been approved because I have an email from their company telling me that the release isn't signed and they don't have my permission. Literally their words, they currently don't have my permission to release the content. Can I sign it? I never signed it.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard back from anyone from that email, but blam, there's the content. So now over the holiday weekend, we're trying to play how big is this compensation check going to be because you guys released the content knowingly, without my information or my content.
Like, I almost feel like it would have been better if they had just not. I mean, I know they have to reach out.
They have to.
So I am glad they at least tried to do it by the book, but they almost would have been a little bit better. Like,
not to this
just
point.
We didn't know we didn't have it.
So, suffice it to say, once again, what I'm trying to explain to people here is any and everyone listening, if no one's told you, and if you don't believe it, and if someone told you once and then told you the opposite, I'll tell you now, you are valued. You matter. You mean something. Despite what other people may think. If they don't see the value, that is not your problem.
No.
Your will, your intellect, your drive is worth something, and it is worth protecting, and no one is going to protect it more so than you, so always hang on to it. Because I had a talk with you guys, I was like, guys, am I the problem? Am I like the Reddit thread? Am I the asshole? Am I doing all this, being too stubborn by not rolling over and letting Netflix, just get away with it, by letting Revolt because they're these bigger entities? Should I just say, oh, well, there goes the giant, let me just leave him alone?
Yeah. Well, and here's my thing with both of those instances. There wasn't anybody coming forward to say, here's how we messed up and here's how we're willing to fix it.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I know I'm right.
Yeah. So how do we move forward now? And it's just like, oh, no, well, I mean, that's it.
Yeah, you're just right. No, that's not, because here's the question that I surmise.
That can't be it. And that's what's wild is like, it can't just be that. Like,
it can't. You really think it can't? Like, to me, it's unfathomable because Lee's been down. We've, our families hang out. I've seen your brothers and everyone grow like for years, well over decades and change. We used to have these conversations of one day, and I promise you guys, I was never supposed to be the one who made it. It was one of our other friends. I was always shooting photos and editing. It was never, ever supposed to be me putting that out there.
True.
But fuck, look where we are now. And and we would say, when we get to work with these people, it'd be great because we can make a change. We can make a difference. We can show how things go. But that excuse of this is just how the business is, this is how it goes, that's not how it has to go. That is a lie they tell you, and enough people tell you from the rooftops, you start to believe it. This is not how it goes. This is not how it has to go. And you don't have to accept it. You don't have to take less just because that's what's being offered. You can walk away. But here's the thing. If you decide to accept, you can't complain later because you had the choice to walk away. Here's where I differ. I didn't accept less. We accepted the terms as they were. I upheld my part, and then their part was not upheld. So now I'm going to hold you to it. That's just what it has to be. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty fair. I showed up. I did my part. I'm asking you to show up and do your part.
Because if I'd showed up to the Revolt shoot, drunk, smelling like weed, looking disheveled, hole in my shirt, blah, blah, whoa, what's going on? I'm unprofessional. I'm not ready to execute as I was told, blah, blah, blah. But I show up, my team, we're all set, ready to go, and you don't hold up your end. What's the ramification there? What's supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Now, I ain't got no quorums with Revolt. I legitimately didn't know they existed up until 6 weeks ago. Didn't know what they are, and still at this point in time, do not really know what a Revolt is. I have no clue. But what I can tell you is, it's either they're going to give us the raw, unedited footage, or they're going to cut us a check, and then we're just going to make some fun stuff off of it.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening here. Like, I don't go into these things looking for a fight, but I will end it if that's what you want. And I'll make sure that there's receipts along the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We keep it
again,
on.
like that day, we were talking about this earlier. It could have been a very easy conversation that day. All we had to do, we don't have your release. Oh, yeah, my guys, can they hop in?
Yeah.
Here's the email correspondence I have with blah, 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 saying that they
just
can
go back
in.
to the second page of your contract where it says, hey, Rasheed Phillips and his team are going to be on site filming out of weight. Blah, like, it's all set there. Let's be honest.
Me and Corey weren't going to film anything that they didn't want us to film if they just say, hey, while they're doing interviews, we really want to wait for that to drop. It's like, cool.
Cool. We never bully. We don't get in the way. We're freaking ninjas on set. In, out, gone.
As I say, we've all worked in the industry, so I'm not going to fight you. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Because that's what professionalism is. Like, oh, no, we're not going to make a scene about it right now because that makes us all look bad. Yeah. Let's deal with it later. This is where it happens on the paperwork. This is what teams are for.
Yep.
Cool. Keep it pushing. So for those of you wondering about all the craziness that we endure, there it is. Netflix got another hit show out of it, a season 2. What did they say? 13 million odd hours of streaming within 2-3 weeks time frame. Still no credit on that. Wouldn't it? Could you imagine? Could you imagine what that can do to someone's career that's not trying to be on camera, that's just trying to build his production company and his team, having a show, literally having pieces and teams and stuff that you manage, designed, get that. What
was the
billing?
credit that you were supposed to get on there? Was it a producer?
Dom and I
credit?
were joking around, and we're just like fire producer,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was supposed to be a set design producer credit and an assistant culinary credit.
That's pretty big for the type of things that we are wanting to continue to do.
It is very, very big.
Because let's be honest, we both know that eventually we don't want you to be everything.
No.
We want to be able to provide it for lots of other people.
Very much so.
Not just us. It's not just you.
Mm-hmm.
It's growing to a point where we can help provide for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
And help them along the way.
Yeah.
So
that's my issue. Like,
me saying I can produce this and do these things, that's a pretty big deal.
Like, you guys came to us once, and I know, and there's like one of the conversations like, we don't get blackballed out of the industry. I don't give a damn. I'm black. Guess what color my balls are? Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Brian's mom. Sorry, Mrs. Garman. Color my balls. Like, I'm not worried.
We're making serious dad jokes.
We are all over the place today, ladies and gentlemen. All without haven't been overserved yet either.
We've had zero.
Not a drop. But
we're actually probably a little more tame when we've had some.
We really are. We really are. But it's just been interesting, man. I'm about me and mine, and I'll fight for them. I really will. And because if you don't fight for your team, then what's the point? Mm-hmm. What's the point? There's no point. You don't deserve them. They deserve to go elsewhere. But that was a lot of the bad and the ugly. I think I want to say that's all. I'm fairly certain that's not all of it. There's always stuff.
I mean, that's
the hefty bit that people are wondering, like, what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of other details, but we don't have to get in all the details.
Very true. So for those of you listening still,
it's fine.
If you see stuff just out of pocket, out of line, just know that I'm walking around with a tank of gasoline and a box of matches, and someone's getting the smoke. But let's go on to the good, shall we?
Because there's a fair amount of it.
There is a lot.
There's a lot of fun stuff that's going to happen.
Fun, cool things happening than this heavy, just not greatness. Let's kick it off one time. Like I said, we talked about Mr. Ed Mitchell's book. Please, please go get it. It's on Amazon. It's absolutely worth the read. We're going to sort out some way to give some of these away that we purchased, because we buy to support our people. We don't ask for it for free.
Have you've gone through the cookbook already?
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite dish out of the cookbook so far?
Oh, the whole hog set.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a heck of a. It's just so well written and diagrammed throughout there. He and Rodney had really good sets on theirs too.
Nice. Okay.
I want to get this nugget out there, and it's a part of the bad, but yeah. Brother in Smoke, Mr. Robert Sierra, LFA, was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, man.
and he's currently going to be starting, I believe, chemo treatments this Thursday. Not going to get into what version he has. That's his story to tell, not mine.
Sure.
But Hefe's helped out the entire community. I used to watch him on BBQ Pitmasters. I've always followed him, and I actually got a chance to roll smoke with him and break bread and kick back with him last year, and it was absolutely amazing. He was so welcoming to not just me, but the whole team. We had a ball. We shared laughs. We stayed in touch, and I hate to see anyone get cancer, but it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Yeah. So we'll have it in the show notes. There isn't a full GoFundMe set up, but we've set up like a Venmo and a Cash App to help donations, because this is what he does. He's a sole provider. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be able to roll smoke anymore for a while. So we're setting up that to help his family and loved ones throughout his treatments. And as of right now, we're loosely planning a fundraiser in August, end of August, I believe the 26th, but we'll have more information with that really soon. Well wishes to you, brother. Love you. I say you're battling because I know it's a fight. You're giving it your all, and you're going to win. We're out here thinking about you, and we're going to do any and everything we can. Like I said, I'll have the link if you guys can. Here's the thing. I know not everyone is in a position to make a donation, so I don't expect you to, but everyone can share and pray, so I at least ask that you do that. Yeah. So that will be in the show notes. Following up that, like I said, just get that heavy off the way. Let's see. A couple things coming up. Erica, Robbie, Miss Blue Smoke, Blair, and I, we're going to be at Mohegan Sun at the Food Truck Fest in Connecticut in 2 weeks, where we touch down on the 20th, and we're there throughout the weekend, so come on out. We're going to have the link for tickets and what have yous there. It's going to be a fun time. I'm making a lamb dish. She's making a beef dish. It's going to be nice. We're going to play with a little bit of fire, put on a show, and I believe if you download or get your tickets through the Mohegan Sun app, you actually get some gaming credits too, I think $15 or $25 gaming credits, but we'll have all the information on the show notes of this episode. Let's see here. Oh, next up, actually, Grill and Chill Fest tickets are available. They are live. You can go visit grillandchillfest.com. You can find out a little bit more about some of the pitmasters that are there. You can inquire if you want to be a sponsor or volunteer. If you want to make a donation, the donation option is not yet fully built out. We will be getting that set up. So if you can't make it but you still want to donate, by all means, go check it out. Really appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Pops and I are going to be rolling smoke. We're doing a private Pitmasters dinner that Friday, the 22nd, right by the lakeside. He's doing low and slow. I'm doing some open fire dishes. Nice. Nice Jamaican flair and touch. It's going to be something you want to come out to. This is our very first our own event that we are putting on.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait, selfishly.
Yeah.
Because I know I get to hang out for everything.
Yes. And all the grub and all the food and all the
snacks.
That's when
just hitting record has its benefits.
It's not a bad place to be, and you always got to take care of your cameraman, man. Always feed him. So that is happening September 22nd, September 23rd at the Harbor. The address is there. Like I said, visit Chill and Grill Fest. It's going to be a good time.
Grill and Chill, yeah.
Grill and Chill Fest. It's a lot. It's been a day. I told you that stuff is heavy, man.
It is.
I'm so happy it's off my heart, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, I feel much better.
Yeah.
Next up, also going in conjunction, and this is why I said I don't have any hate or malice in my heart for them. The BBQ Showdown contestants, some of them are getting together this month to actually put on a, what do they call it? A eat and greet, which is happening Sunday, July 30th at 5:30 p.m. till 10. They're going to have Eduardo, Michelle, and Logan from season 2 of BBQ Showdown. Nice. They're putting it on at a brewery. Tickets are available. Their first stage tickets gets you grub. Their second stage tickets gets you a meet and greet with them. So,
is that something that they're doing through Netflix, or they just put it on?
No, because Netflix doesn't give a hot damn. Netflix is never going to go to you and be like, "Hey, we've put all of these pieces together for you. Show up." No, this is
it definitely feels like a missed opportunity.
It is. I applaud them.
Yeah.
This is them taking the initiative to do it themselves. So shout out to Ed, Michelle, and Logan. Go support them for the Barbecue Showdown Eat and Greet Sunday, July 30th, 5:30. That's happening in California. Now, this is to my man, 100 Grand. The Flavor Train is making a stop at Barbecue Brawl. Yes, Chuck's Flavor Train is going to be on season 4 of Barbecue Brawl, with team captains being Sonny Anderson, Bobby Flay, and Ann Burnell. He's going to be competing on that episode, that season 4 season. I don't know where he lands, how far he goes, but it's definitely worth tuning in. Go check him out. The show airs July 10th, so next week.
I was going to say, that's coming up.
It is. Shout out. There's a lot of stuff going on in July.
Heck yeah.
You got Chuck hitting Barbecue Brawl. Eric and I are doing our event in Mohegan Sun over in Jersey and Connecticut. You've got the Barbecue Showdown Eat and Greet meet up with 3 of the contestants from season 2 happening. There's a lot of fun stuff happening. Oh, and ticket sales go live on the 10th for Holy Smoke, so we'll roll into that. Holy Smoke Fest. You know, we love going, hanging out with Anthony, Ronnie, the whole crew. It's coming back this year. November 11th, over $200,000 we've helped raise for amazing causes. Hell yeah, I'm telling you. Grill and Chill, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. But they're going to have Palmera, Fox Brothers. Shout out to the Fox Brothers, our own backyard. Georgia Stand Up one time. Elliot Moss, Leroy and Lewis are going to have the Cats from Truth. So many more. I know Hodge. You know, the Salton King's going to be there. Shout out to Tyler. And I don't know in what fashion, but I'm hoping we can get our man Brian over there. It's still up in the air if we will be there this year.
Really?
Which will, yeah, because it's supposed to be the same time as the St. Martin thing.
Right.
So we should know by the end of the month.
Yeah.
We should know by the end of the month.
I mean, either way, we're going to have some fun.
Oh, it's going to happen. Either way, it's a ball. Either way, it's a ball, man. So that's coming up. Go grab your tickets. It's a wonderful cause. So much food. And, I mean, if you've ever not experienced eating some chicken dunked in Bama white sauce by Chris Lilly himself, you need to go ahead and get your VIP ticket. Worth it.
Yeah, I would say, like, out of a lot of the events that happen over the summer, that doing VIP there is, like, must. Like,
it's a must.
Do it.
Get it fast.
Like, you're going to get your money's worth and way more out of it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And you should definitely do VIP for Grill and Chill Fest, because that gets you to the private Pitmasters dinner where we're cooking
just for that dinner alone. It's worth it.
Because it's grub that we're not serving Saturday. So don't show up Saturday hearing people talk about, you know, this bomb oxtail or whatever. You're like, yo, where's that? I was like, that was yesterday's food. I don't know if you came here. But speaking of oxtail, 2 parts. I'm filming with Anthony a week or so ago. We're doing the whole cut up, you know, the B-roll, the filler footage and whatnot for their show. And I'm like, yo, man, what's your get down dish? Like, I come to the spot, what are you making? He's like, I don't want to tell you. And this goes back and forth for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm like, you're really not going to tell me? We're running out of footage here. He's like,
memory cards are getting full.
He's like, I make a really good oxtail. I was like, really? That's what you choose?
Yeah.
That's what you choose to tell me on a show that's going to be on national television? I was like, all right, let's see what it is. So, Anthony not included, Pops and I are doing an oxtail night August 5th at the Hollywood location in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
Come on through. Come meet. It's going to be a private event. Tickets have not yet gone on sale, but I'll definitely let you guys know when they do. We're going to cap it at a certain amount, but he's making oxtail. I'm making oxtail. Anthony would go, but he's off, you know, being a super duper movie star, taking care of business.
It's like he does things in his spare time.
Yeah.
Something.
He rolls smoke with us when he gets a moment, but that's coming up in August, and we'll have that information and link in the show notes. What else do we have here? I think. Oh, yeah, article write-up, something that's out now. One time for Mr. KJ Kearney of Black Food Fridays. He did a write-up of myself and Erica for Landscape, which is a version, a Black vertical integration for ESPN. It's called andscape.com. We have a new article up. It's called Use These Tips to Become a Backyard Grill Master. And there's certain tips on there that I'm really interested in seeing how people respond. Mine was get rid of the lighter fluid.
What's going in place of the lighter fluid?
Anything else but lighter fluid. Literally. Paraffin wax, rolled hay, a Dorito chip, a Fritos chip, paper towel soaked with olive oil, bacon grease, anything but lighter fluid. So we'll see how that goes. And then he asked me a question. He's like, so this is your first time doing a cookout. What do you get? Like, what's the thing that you suggest that's completely taboo? And I said, go get some frozen beef patties. Burgers, like already frozen with the paper. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, if it's your first time, don't hurt yourself or confuse of trying to form it out, get it perfect, get the thing. No, go get the frozen ones, put them on the indirect side, let them slow go, then sear them off. Because my part of the article talks about 2-zone cooking. Go check it out. Link it in the show notes. It's worth learning. Save yourself the flare-ups and the headaches and the burnt burgers and the hockey pucks, and just give it a once over. It's like a 4-minute read. You can do that while on the John. But
that's probably where most of the people are doing that. Like, probably. Let's be honest. That's where that reads.
It's okay. There's no shame there.
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate the love from Brazil. How y'all doing? But yeah, we've gone through it. We talked about the article with KJ. Once again, go follow him Black Food Fridays. He's absolutely hilarious and a wealth of knowledge. He does not barbecue. He tells you that, but he is trying, and that is what matters. Eric and I are going to be rolling smoke, crushing it in a couple of weeks at Mohegan Sun for the Food Truck Festival. Make sure you go out and get yourself a copy of Mr. Ed Mitchell and his son's cookbook. It's absolutely worth it. Grill and Chill Fest tickets are available. Please head over to grillandchillfest.com. Learn some more.
Let's not forget that those are limited, right?
This is very limited.
And when we say very limited,
we mean very limited.
I'm trying to talk you into more, but you've been pretty
nope. People want me to advance it. So if you're wanting this, get it. It's like I said, it's September 22nd and September 23rd. There are hotels around the area. It is an absolutely beautiful view. We're going to be showcasing a lot more of it. Go follow the Grill and Chill Fest page. You're going to have all that information there, but snag those tickets. We talked about the Netflix drama. Sadly, touched on, Brother Sierra, but I know he's going to be well. This time next year, we're going to be back under those amazing trees in Austin, rolling smoke at Treaty Oak. One time again for Mr. Chuck Flavor Train. I can't wait to see you put in work on Barbecue Brawl. Go meet the amazing cast of Season 2's Barbecue Showdown at their Eat and Greet Fest. Eat and Greet Sunday happening July 30th, 5:30. Get the tickets while you can. Oh, and ThermoWorks is actually doing a 30% off sale right now. It's not a sponsored gig or plug. They're just really dope people and kind and always give back for when I'm doing my events and whatnot. So go check them out.
Doesn't hurt.
No, not at all. There's no code. There's no plug this in. It's just 30%. You don't even have to tell them Sheet sent you. Holy Smokes Fest.
But you could tell them if you wanted to.
It'd be nice. Holy Smoke Fest. Get the VIP tickets. Get the VIP tickets. It's absolutely worth it. And we've got Brian is going to be crushing it doing a series of pop-ups. We're going to have his pop-up dates linked and tagged in the show notes. It's like Outcast with us right now. We didn't break up. We didn't separate. We're still a group. My man's just out there killing it right now. He's putting in work. All right. So we still had to hold it down on this front. And he's going to be crushing it all month.
Brian, when he gets on here, he tries to act like you're the one bouncing around doing everything. Right?
Yeah.
When really
it's him.
When he's in the chair with us, that's about the only time he's not cooking or doing something.
Trust me. I just let it slide, but you guys are going to realize real soon that Brian's putting in work, man. Yeah. So he's got a whole slew. He's at somewhere different doing something from Round Trip to Little Cottage to all of these amazing breweries all throughout Georgia the course of July. And for those of you still listening, still tuning in, we're actually going to have, so if you bought VIP tickets, here's a fun little treat for you. If you bought VIP tickets, you will actually be given a pack of our limited run jerk sausages for you to either enjoy at the event or take home with you.
And they are good.
They are absolutely delicious.
They are good.
So that's a little thank you, little surprise for those listening.
And I'll even say I'm spoiled. I get a lot of stuff. I'm not even going to act like like my taste buds aren't ruined. And that's one of the ones where I'm like, if that's coming around, I'm actually hanging out trying to get extra.
No,
they're good.
They're good. We had them at Holy Smoke last year, and they just
they were gone.
Vanished. Like, what the hell happened?
I got one bite.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
I got a nub, and it was only because I kept it. So it's wild. Someone said rub it in. Hey, if you get your VIP ticket and you head over to Corsicana.
Right now.
Con, I don't know. Pops gives me trouble. I don't know. It's over there.
I think I've heard him say it both ways.
Exactly. Depends. There's overserved version and not overserved versions of the location. But you do that, you get yourself some of it. It's for the grill and chill. Yes, for grill and chill, you do get links. That's a nice little fun surprise that we wanted. A little surprise in the light. One of the things I took from the orchard was surprise in the light. So that's a nice little surprise in the light touch for those who have got their VIP tickets. It's not for the Gen ad, sorry, but it is for the VIP. Hope you all enjoy it. And wrapping it up with Oxtail Night. Oxtail Night in LA, Pops and I, August 5th. Tickets are not yet available, but we will be posting it when they do. It's going to be a good time. Kick back, relax. It's fun. We're just hanging out this year. Just hanging out. Did I miss anything?
I think that's all caught up.
All right. It's been a while.
Is there anything else?
God, I hope not. I can only imagine the calls I'll get after this, or the calls I don't get after this.
Yeah.
I don't care. Because what are you going to do? Not pay me? What are you going to do? Not credit me? What are you going to do? Not put me on the show?
Already happened.
Kind of living the life of the penalty. Yeah. Say that because Lee's really, really into hockey, so penalty box.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm always in there. Jersey is this month.
I completely forgot about Jersey.
I know, right?
You said it out loud. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
New Jersey.
It's one of those. Yeah. So Jersey, we're there for the weekend of the 21st and the 22nd. More information coming very soon. Nicole, I don't even know if you'll be able to use this podcast for promotion. Shout out to Nicole at DFX. She's put this all together between Eric and I. Just listen to the last part, Nicole. Just use the last part.
Just like the last 10 minutes.
Just the last 10.
But
we're gonna be there. It's gonna be a good time. And when is this episode airing? I missed the Netflix story. So here's the crazy part. If you are one of my Instagrammy subscribers, you can rewatch this. I'm gonna save it for my subscribers. If not, listen to This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue focused podcast that introduces both the good, the bad, and everything in between. My name is Rashid Phillips. I've been your host, and joining me is the face you're really familiar with now, Mr.
Lee Garman.
And this episode will be airing
tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put it out tomorrow. Why not? You got a little bit of something to listen to.
Sure. While you're grilling, getting ready for the big
I suggest you have yourself a nice stiff drink for the first half because it gets heavy. It gets heavy. But thank you all so much for tuning in, for listening, for the love. For if you unfollowed because this wasn't your thing, I don't care. I didn't know you were there anyway. And if you are still here and you didn't and you connected with something that I said resonated deep within you, once again, I'll close it out this way. You are important. You are valued. And it doesn't matter if anyone else around you doesn't see your importance or value. You mean something. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Be kind to one another. Tell a friend to tell two friends. And see you guys soon. Cheers.